everyone, happy Friday. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. I'm just overjoyed that you guys have found me and are joining me in my videos. I am going to work on part 2 of our little fun favorite things journal. And if you see here, I have clipped on, to this side, a potential backing or the spine cover. So I really like this piece. It's like kind of just really cool. Not sure if I'm going to have it that long on the top or not. And I'm just loving this kind of teal blue as well. Although I do really like the red too. Anyway, so just kind of playing around with that. So I'm just going to set that aside for now. Hope you guys are doing great. It's Friday here and a beautiful day. Looking forward to a nice weekend. I may attempt to tackle my craft space. I will just say it as there are many different spaces for all of my crafty stuff. But anyway, we'll see how that pans out. My husband has a convention thing he's doing this weekend, and so I thought that might be a good time to give it a shot. So I have all my papers, and what we're going to do is create some signatures and sew in, and then we will attach the other fabrics to the spine. So I'm just going to kind of keep this here. There's part 1 in the linked below. And I am primarily using my Italian book pages and ledgers from Roxy Creations, although there may be some French book pages that I'm going to include as well that I got from Jacqueline at Souvenir de la France. So I will list both of their shops below so you can check them out. So the book measures approximately, let's see, the bottom here is a little over 3, so almost 3.5, and then the top is about 5.5. So it's a tiny little book, and I love it because it's just so cute, and it's pretty scrappy and scruffy, but that's all right. I like that, and I just think it's fun to preserve, you know, the old book covers, even though there was no spine. It's fun because now we can make our own. So the pages are not going to be huge. This is probably about the biggest that will go in. So I'm going to kind of use this as my guide. And this one is actually still intact, which is wonderful. And so, you know, it's nice. We don't have to tip it in or anything. But I may, like this is a little single page. And honestly, I may end up just using that as a decorative piece. So I think I'm going to just pop him up there for now. So anyway, let me show you what I have. I think I may have showed some of these pages at the end of my first video. These are some very old bag paper, and you know, they will have to be trimmed down, and they're not really intact. This is really interesting to me that the page is folded in fourths and not numerically correct. So I don't even know how these would have gone into a book. Rachel probably knows. So if you ever pop over to her channel, which I'm sure many of you do, she probably has the answer to that. But you can see here that some of the pages are kind of discolored, so probably some water staining. Here is another piece of that other book, but it's almost coming apart. So I'll have to probably put some washi on that or something. And then here, these are just obviously taller pages that will need to be trimmed down. And this is a super thin, so I'm not sure if that would hold up under attaching fabric or not. But not every single page is going to have fabric. I'm going to add a lot of other items in here as well. This one is a nice size, and you know, just even the script portion, or even the top down to the bottom of the script would be nice, and we would just either fold that in or trim it off. And then here's just a single piece, so that would have to be tipped in. Let's see, did I show these ones? Oh yeah, we looked at that already. And here is another single piece. I think this is either a play or possibly some poetry. No, excuse me. Let's see, it says appendix. So it must be some kind of a, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I wish I could read Italian, but I can't. I can read a lot of French, but I cannot read Italian. That's one of my goals, is to learn Italian and read it. This for sure is either a scripture or Bible page or some sort of poetry. Super pretty, very cool coloring to that paper. And then I have this very large dictionary page, and this was obviously the CHE and CHI section. So this would be, I probably could get, let's see, at least 4 or 5 pages. And if I fold it in half, it's obviously way too big. So I might just even do, you know, like a column like so. And then we would get 2 really nice pages. I didn't even fold that straight. I'll have to revisit that. This is really cool. I think this is also a dictionary page of some kind, and super old and water stained, but just love it. So gorgeous. And so we will fold that. And then this is from, let's see, I think this had a date on it somewhere. I am almost positive. I looked at this before. Oh, here it is, 1817, if you can see that. So cool. I scanned this already, so I believe. But anyway, so we will use a portion of that. So let me get my items that I'm going to use to tear the pages, and we will just start making some piles for signatures. Okay. Sorry about the shake there. So first thoughts, I was just looking at this document again. I'm not sure if you can even see the whole thing. It is so stunning, and it is kind of fragile. And as you can see, it is obviously going to be too wide for my book without losing all this really yummy, sort of crinkly, scruffy edges. And it's clearly already been folded several times. You can see where it was folded in half and over and like so. And I'm almost thinking that maybe I'm gonna save this for something else. So much for that, right? But if I do have it go in the book, it's gonna have to go this way, and then that means the writing is sideways. So maybe that doesn't matter so much. I think I'll just set this aside for now, and we will move on to the other pieces that I have. So these are the bigger ones of the 2, and this is a little bit thin. This is definitely some sort of interesting raggy kind of paper, and if we're using this as our little guide, which I kind of am, I'm looking at folding about right there, so it would fold this way. So it's going to cut off, you know, some of the writing, but that's okay. We'll maybe even be able to get a couple of different sections here. So I'm basically just going to fold and tear it down with my ruler. And then actually, maybe we will have a fold in, and then we won't lose the whole thing. That's kind of fun. I think Rachel did that in her video, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna actually just, sorry for the serious ASMR there. And honestly, this is just a sort of a fun try as you go. And I literally did not fold that straight. Oh my goodness. And this is, you know, just kind of a fun personal journal. So to me, it doesn't really matter if it's a little scrappy and scruffy. So let's take a look here. And it's really just going to be, I'm actually going to make it a little shorter, I think. Let's see if I can get thirds out of this. So if we do, yeah, let's do that. That way we'll have a couple of different sizes to work with. And that makes it just all the more fun. So that was easy. Okay, so I think we're going to do 3 signatures, so we'll just sort of spread those out. I'm going to keep them sort of in frame. Sorry about that. My desk area is not massive, so. And then we have this one, and I'm not sure if we want to do the same thing with that. I think this one we will tear off, and then I will maybe just fold that little piece in. Hope you guys are enjoying the nice start to your weekend. It is currently 1:04 and probably going to get a little warmer before the day is out. But that's okay. That's why we have a pool. And let's see. Fold that up. That'll give us a little pocket on the bottom, which may or may not be something we want. I literally did not fold straight, which I think I did not. There we go, that's a little better. Okay, so we got those 2. Put that one with that, and then we'll save that little strip for something else. Maybe we'll have one going this way. So that one can go in there. I'm gonna only probably add about 4 to 5 pages per signature, because we are going to be filling them up pretty well. So I think on this one, I'm going to just tear off the bottom part, and I will probably hinge that to something, and then maybe we'll kind of fold that in. Maybe I'll do one of those for each one. Sometimes it's hard to tell if there's more than one page when these are super thick like this. Or if it just is extra thick paper, which this is. So we'll do that, which is super cool. And then this one's kind of together. It's not really. I guess I could maybe keep that. Well, let's wait on that. Let's see, this one is together, so, oops, excuse me. So I'm thinking on this one I can just tear off the bottom, and that's pretty close, and I think I will just take that little side part off too. I'll save these little scraps for a collaging project, or I like to use them for doing stamps, so you can include some stamps. All right, so there's, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So we'll add that one there, and those 2 there. So let's maybe look at doing, so I have that one, and I'm gonna just include that and see if I can manage to patch it. So this paper is so cool. I'm just going to tear off the top, or in half, whatever you want to call it. So now we have 2, and I really like the edges. Let's see. It would stick out a little bit, so maybe I will just fold that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So this one goes here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let me see. Sorry about my reaching arms, guys. I just kind of want to see what the bulk lot looks like here. They're not, put together yet, obviously, but I just kind of want to see what that's going to look like for the book. That actually looks pretty good. We can always tip in some more pages. Okay, so I'm going to divide all these up and get them ready to go. I'm going to tip that in like that because we'll probably attach another piece right there. And then this one and our little cute short flip out. Okay, so there's one. Oh, sorry. That's right, I have that extra one. Let's see. I think we'll do, maybe we'll start with this little guy. And then this little trifold. And that, somehow we ended up with, no, there we go. Okay, sorry. Brain just shut off a little bit there. And actually take that one out and put that in the middle because we may need to solidify that one a little bit more. Okay, there's number 2. And then we've got that one, and another one here. And then our flip out. Okay, so I'm going to get my items together for sewing in, and we'll attempt that on camera. I cannot guarantee how that's going to go, but if it's too cumbersome or fiddly for me, I may just fast forward and show you the end result. So here we go. Okay, so I am not going to measure big time. I'm just going to go for it. So I do have kind of my center, and I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I'm not super picky about everything being perfect. If you'd like to measure, you are more than welcome to do that. I think it's great if you find pleasure in the exact science of everything, but I do not care that much about that part. And this is just kind of a fun experimental thing to play in, and so I'm happy to just go for it. Alrighty. But I know lots of people like to measure, and I think that's awesome because their projects turn out probably much more even and beautiful. So we will just go for the grungy look here. Okay, so I got my holes, and I'm going to start with my back signature. So I'm just going to open everything up and give it a little clip, being careful not to be too crazy with my papers here. And I'm going to center that as close as I can. Honestly, I don't even need to use this. I could probably just do this with my needle, but since I have this in my hand already, we are good to go. So for the pamphlet stitch, you just go right down the middle, and then I come up through the top. And pull your thread through. To be careful not to pull too hard on these document papers so they don't tear. Down through the bottom, and then flipping over. Just going to come right up onto the other side of our page, and then just pull it taut. You can see on the back where it comes through. Pretty straightforward. And I'm just going to do 2 knots. This is the waxed linen thread that just comes in that book binding kit on Amazon, which I could totally link below. Okay, so there is signature number 1. Love it. And so same thing for number 2. And I'm just checking, I did not put anything upside down, so that's always good. I've been known to do that before. I'm just going to double check my pages. Okay, that's the one that is not totally together. So I'm actually thinking I might just add a little bit of my aged tape to the back of it. I'll show you how I store my aged tape. I just place it on a baking paper and pop it down, and it lasts a really nice long time. Actually, I'm going to do this, I think, through the middle, just to give it a little extra oomph. Okay, that'll totally work. Love it. It gives it a little vibe. And this will be in the middle of the book as well, so that may be kind of fun. Oops, what did I do? Hold on. Sorry, got kind of off camera there. This is why I don't do a lot of assembling journals together on camera, because I'm just so bad at it. All right, so let me grab my thread. I can see it. Oops, we don't want to go down that one. We want to go down the middle, sorry. Hold up. Might as well just punch the bottom one too while we're at it. Okay, there we go. Almost lost that, forgot to pull my tail up. Okay, number 2 is down. just pop that on there so my papers don't fly around. Oops. Okay. You know, when Rachel does this on camera, she does it so professionally and seamlessly. I feel like just fumble fingers doing this. I did used to be quite the accomplished seamstress, made all my daughter's clothes when she was little. Loved that. But this is a little different than sewing for some bizarre reason. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. And pull this tight. Alrighty. Just want to make sure I did not have any loose pieces on the back. And there we go. All right, so that's what our signatures look like sewn in, and I still have this nice space over here. I can add some stuff. Love that. Could even fold this in either way. And then our little half page that flips out. So cute. I might put something on the edge of that. Maybe I shouldn't have cut that quite so far, but that's all right. And then we have a spot here where we can add to. And then we have our little pockets there. Our half page. And our page that we reinforced. I'm glad we did that, so we could use it. And then this is the other little flip out. And then our third signature, we have a little pocket here, which I might just fold down. We can tuck things in and glue things on. And then that other tri-fold, and then we'll add another page here. And then the pocket on the other side. Cool. Okay, let me grab my fabric glue and we will work on. Okay guys, I am back and assembled a few items, so I decided to kind of regroup here. I've had some serious decision fatigue with the other things I was choosing, and honestly I've had these little snippets of pieces laying around for a while and I've tried to figure out how I was going to use them. So let me show you what I've got. So I have this beautiful piece of linen that I love. It's kind of shabby and crinkly, and it's actually pretty much close to the right size. And then I've had this beautiful piece, and these are all pieces from fabric packs that I've picked up from Roxy over the years. And I love, love, love this kind of mellow color theme, and I think it goes nicely with our interior as well. So I'm kind of just trying to decide how much I want like overlapping, how much I want to show. This is a piece I've had for a while that I got in a bundle from Emily at Lavish Lace, or excuse me, Blue Linen Cottage, and this is the last of the item, and I don't think I can get any more, but it's coffee dyed and it's so pretty. And so I wanted to kind of feature that on the spine. So I haven't decided which side or where. So I may decide to just go ahead and end the video here and make my decisions, and then we will jump right in next time with the completed cover and start adding some goodies to our book. So sorry about the the delay there for the decision fatigue. It happens to all of us, and I need to decide which way I want this to go, if I want it to go this way or straight across the spine. Anyway, as you can see, I definitely need to make some decisions. And how cute is this? She stamped, it's a little tree on some linen fabric. I just love it so much. So anyway, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again soon.